Hi guys. Sorry, I'm having lunch now. So, we are in the Mazda CX-30 diesel. This is Christopher.
Hi.
Hi, our new team member. Well, you've driven the car, right?
Yeah, driven it.
What do you think?
Honestly, the spec sheets of the car does no justice to it until you test drive it, because it's fantastic. The NVH and the ride and the handling of this car is sublime. It's smooth, it's comfortable. It's something that you wouldn't expect from a segment like this.
Yeah. Some more? So this is the diesel version here. This is the range topping model. Previously, if you watched an earlier video of between me and, I think you have to keep that, go straight.
That's straight.
Yeah,
Okay.
go straight. Yeah. So you watched the previously I reviewed the base spec 2.0 petrol model. That was 143,000 ringgit. This one costs an extra 30,000 ringgit. So what do you get from that extra 30,000 ringgit? You get dual zone climate control, you get sunroof, you get Mazda iActive Sense, you get rear aircon vents.
Yep,
You do get rear aircon vents, which the 143,000 ringgit car does not. 2.0 does not. Overall inside, this is just like the Mazda 3, which is well, as I would show you later in the walk around, very nice selection of materials all around. Okay, my turn behind the wheel, and we are driving through the back roads, not of Uluyam, but Puchong. All those old industrial areas. So you know the roads here are shit. But it's the CX-30. This CX-30 diesel has been a mixed bag thus far. We'll start with the ride and handling. It's as I confirmed with you from my previous review, the behavior of this car, the dynamic behavior of this car, it inherits all the good and bad sides of the Mazda 3, which is to say that the handling is good, and I think maybe they also retuned the ride slightly to give it a bit more give the suspension a bit more travel, and it took some of the those bad patches of road pretty well. We did not feel at all juddered inside the cabin. So the ride and handling of this car is a thorough positive. The mixed area, however, is the engine. Now, I've always been very, very open, as I think I mentioned before in my video talking about BMW diesels, a diesel drive, right? I would say I've never owned a diesel car, but I've always enjoyed, in a way, driving diesel engines, because I like that torque. But in this case, I find this diesel to be a little hesitant. Now, the 2.2 diesel that we get in the CX-5 and the Mazda 6, that one has very, very good response. It doesn't punch you like a BMW turbo diesel, yes, but the response to your throttle inputs is it responds almost without delay. Whereas this one, if let's say right now I'm just ambling along and suddenly I just step on the throttle, there is a noticeable delay before the start of acceleration. So in this sense, the petrol engine, the 2.0 petrol engine, even though on paper has less torque, it just feels like the more satisfying powertrain to feel, because the response is immediate. Okay, so when you step on it, the engine hands you that acceleration immediately, and You know, the thing about Mazda is that, as I mentioned before this also, Mazda deliberately tunes their engines to their even their diesel engines to behave like a naturally aspirated petrol. So here in this 1.8 diesel, okay, you step on the accelerator, you stomp the accelerator pedal. There's that delay in the reaction, and when acceleration finally comes in, it doesn't give you that. It doesn't reward you back with that punch. Okay, whereas in the 2.2 diesel of the CX-5 and the Mazda 6, you don't get that punch, but the response is immediate. It's almost like a naturally aspirated petrol. I can't think of a compelling reason to recommend you to take the diesel over the petrol. But let's look now at the CX-30, all right, as a package in general. Now this is how much? I think it's 173,000.
It's 173,000.
Okay, so it's about 10k more than it's about 10k more than the Mazda 3 lah. The petrol engine would be cheaper. So the thing is that, right, for those of you who are now, if you're a Honda HR-V buyer, then this car is not you are not the target market of this car. Okay, you definitely will get better value if you go for a Honda HR-V or even a Honda CR-V for that matter. So this car really, it does not compete against any mainstream B segment or C segment crossovers or SUVs, even though size wise they are about there. But where this car really comes into consideration is if you are looking at the new Mazda 3. From that starting point, this suddenly becomes a very worthwhile upgrade, because for a small premium, you move from a hatchback or a sedan to a crossover, to an SUV, in essence a one segment up product, okay, for a very small increase in price and basically the same hardware underneath. Okay, so that is how that is how, if you ask me, is how the CX-30 really fits in the whole picture. Because even if you look within the Mazda range, right, if you're talking about this price bracket, the CX-5 gives you way better bang for buck. So now that it's raining, I need to find somewhere not raining so that I can get down and show you the car. Okay, so this is the exterior of the Mazda CX-30 1.8 diesel. If you had went for the 2.0G petrol high spec, it's the same. Okay, but of course, if you were to compare with the 2.0G base model petrol model that I reviewed earlier, then there are some differences. Okay, we will start with the wheels. The previous one that I drove had 16-inch wheels. These are 18s. You get keyless entry here with walk-away auto door lock. So now I open this, right, and I'm holding the key here. So as I walk away, see, the car is already locked. Okay, can't access. Now the other difference, the front, so the base model also has LED headlamps, but this one this is a higher grade LED lamps with a signature illumination. So it's for a more upmarket appearance. So you come to the back, you get powered tailgate, no hands-free operation, but you get powered tailgate. That's the reverse camera up there, and yeah, so you can see here decent sized boot. So here under the boot, you've got a this is not a full size spare, but it's almost close to a full size wheel. Okay, and there's no remote release of the folding seat backs, so you do have to go in. Hey, wait, sorry. Unlock the car. You have to go in here and pull this down. Okay, press this here and pull down. So there's a slight step, but this area is covered, so it's not a very big step per se, and they put these coil mats here, right? It further reduces the step up, so it's a decently flat floor. So here's the center armrest. Pull this down. Two simple molded cup holders. As I mentioned before, quite a waste that they didn't carry on the previous gen armrest with the storage lid here and the hidden USB ports. I think that's rather wasted. High spec model, you get rear aircon vents. You also get leather upholstery. The base model comes with fabric seats. So let's just sit inside. Okay, so here I've got good headroom. I'm 170 centimeters tall, and I've got this much of extra room over my head. And so even though there's a sunroof here, but you see the way the roof contours, right? Okay, it goes up. This depression here frees up precious headroom for the rear occupants, and that's something that I really appreciate. The lean angle of the seat is good. I don't see any adjustment, but I don't feel the need to. Okay, thigh support angle is good. Okay, so the seat cushion is a little short, but the overall angle is good. That a full-size adult can sit here over an extended distance with relative comfort. So we come to the front. You can see familiar cabin from the Mazda 3. So compared to the previous one, the base model that I drove earlier, you get dual zone climate control. Okay, the infotainment screen is the same as before. Once again, it's situated quite far in front. You don't have touchscreen. All interaction is via the rotary knob, and this is the instrument cluster, same as the base model, same as the Mazda 3. Genuine analog dials at the for the rev counter, the temperature gauge, and the fuel gauge. But of course, with this part here being a whole center LCD screen, that you can change the display. So you can set it to be a full-on digital display, or have it mimic the appearance of a conventional speedometer. Okay, you get pedal shifters. Okay, you get pedal shifters. Seatbelt reminder here, or seatbelt reminder panel here. Once again, the sunroof. Okay, this is manual operation, but the opening is powered. Okay, right. And you have this proper frameless rear view mirror. So coming back down here, you can see here there's a slope. This is a slope tray. Then when you press this, it opens up a lid to show you two cup holders. There is one USB slot there. So this is the I've shown you this many times before with the Mazda 3 and also previously. Oops, that was my lunch. And inside here, 12-volt socket and a USB port. This thing can be moved for you to partition the storage area as according to your needs. That's my lunch and my broken mask. Okay, right. Yeah, so nothing much new here that I have not shown you. Okay, so of course a major upgrade, okay, coming from the base model to the high spec variants is you get the full Mazda iActive Sense package. All right, here just to show you, you've got radar guided cruise control, you've got driver attention alert. All right, you've got various alert, rear cross traffic alert, lane departure warning, blind spot warning. You've got active safety. So lane keep assist is here, auto braking is here, and even pedal misoperation control is here. Okay, so yep, guys, this is it, the Mazda CX-30 1.8 diesel, and yeah, the conclusion is this: it's a nice car, all right, but firstly, and the butts are long. Okay, it's okay. To simply put, it's a well executed car, just as it is with the Mazda 3. The Mazda 3, you know, it represents. The Mazda 3 represents something like an effort on Mazda's part to step up their game and make themselves a legitimate challenger in the premium segment. Okay, this one, okay, this is utilizing the same underpinnings to build a crossover segment vehicle, one segment up, and for a relatively small increase in price. So if you are coming from a Mazda 3, then this is if you have come to terms with the Mazda 3's pricing, then what Mazda is charging here for this CX-30 is actually entirely acceptable. Okay, but the 1.8 diesel here is not entirely satisfying to drive, in my opinion. You really are better off just going for the 2-liter petrol model, which offers decent punch. All right, the response, far better response. But to its credit, in true Mazda fashion, it is a very refined unit. There's barely any noise in the cabin. So if let's say like right now I just stop here one side of the road, right? If I don't look at the tachometer, the RPM, the rev counter, I practically won't know that I'm driving a diesel car.